whenever you feel like you don't want to do something that's good for you, that's an indicator that you should do it. So every time you wake up and your brain is like, I don't feel like working out today, or I don't feel like studying today, that should be the trigger to your brain, like, do it. If you don't do it, you're just a lazy asshole. There's no other way around it. Right?
After I got my diploma, I was like, I didn't like feel anything. I was almost kind of annoyed. It meant that I could keep doing something that I didn't want to do.
Sort of like when a guy is hooking up with a girl that he like, I can keep doing this, but I don't want to.
Jeez, no. You fucking moron.
Why is it called the Glovebox? And you open it and there's no gloves. There's always no gloves in the Glovebox.
Isn't that concerning?
Isn't that concerning? That's true though. Like, why is it called a Glovebox?
Because
you don't ever keep a glove inside.
My assumption is that they used to wear gloves for driving, so they kept gloves in this.
What the fuck do you need? Because in case you fail, right? So with accepting failures in your life, we're gonna talk about accepting failures in your life. It's okay if you can't get erect, guys. Like, there's solutions to it.
Fuck's
right?
sake.
No, accepting failures, all right? So we have been giving a lot of advice.
Dysfunction.
We not given a lot of advice, but we always try to give advice on a podcast. But we people need to realize, or like, I've realized this. The only reason why I can give advice to people is because of my failures, right? So, yes, I've made it here. Like, for an international student, the success of an international student is coming here. Once you've reached here, like, congratulations to you. You've reached here. Like, congrats,
Good
right?
job.
You got your uni. Local students as well. You got to your uni. Like, you succeeded. Like, accept that first, all right? Don't worry too much about graduating or whatever. But when I first, before I came here, I did my diploma first, and I did a diploma in IT, which now you look back, you're like, he's doing a podcast and now he's in a degree of Bachelor's of Media and Communication. Why the fuck did you take IT? And exactly, I ask myself that same question every day. Why the fuck did I take IT? And it just sounded cool, The word IT sounds cool, doesn't it? You're like, oh, you're a tech guy.
What does IT stand for?
Information technology.
Information technology.
But it just sounds cool and it feels like you're going to do something important. But to be honest, it's just...
Yeah, it's like, if you say like, I have a son who works in IT or is doing IT, that's like an instant like... congratulatory.
It's not a bad. It's
boom,
not,
boom, 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 boom.
There's nothing wrong with IT. It's just the fact that I'm someone who loves media and I did a lot of music back then. Why the fuck did I join IT?
Yeah, why did
There's a lot of wrong decisions that we make as young people, and we just do what other people are doing. So yeah, that's fair enough.
I think that's like that's rather common for like a lot of young people to kind of just like do what like everyone else is doing, so as to like,
to a certain extent we are doing what everyone is doing as well. So let's start with your failures, bitch.
My failures first.
Diploma of Science. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why did you take Diploma of Science? It doesn't feel
because I did science in high school and I did science.
You did well in it.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like, it's like the only thing that I knew. Like when I was deciding what I wanted to like do or be, I just thought that a Bachelor of Science would be like the broadest degree I could have in order to get a job in any sort of like that type of science field, right?
Correct.
Because a Bachelor of Science is like so broad. You have like so many majors to choose from, so many minors and whatnot, right? So I thought, yeah, fuck it. I'll figure out what I want to do when I'm in it. I'll do it then. I'll choose, I'll find a job somewhere. I did well in science in high school and I really enjoyed biology and psychology. I even actually to this day I still love psychology.
So, yeah, I enjoy
psychology. Is an amazing subject. It's so fucking cool, and I really enjoy doing it, which is why, it was also like I didn't really like even consider any other like option though. Like for me, it was like, yeah, science. That's where I'm doing. That's where I'm going. That's what I'm gonna do. Those are the subjects I'm gonna take. So yeah, did bio, chem, physics, psych, all of them in high school. That's what I did.
And then what made you change to now film and TV, right?
Yeah, it's a rather big jump, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a very, very different thing. I completed my diploma 2 years ago.
Let's go.
And It was so the diploma that I was doing. It was a pathway course. It was a pathway course into the Bachelor's of Science. Reason being is I didn't really do all too well in VCE. I kind of like gave up in year 12, to be honest. Just stopped giving a shit, and I was like, there's like 10 different ways to get into science. So
Yeah.
So I got into the diploma pathway course into Bachelor's. It's funny because like I did rather well in the in my classes for the diploma, except for chem. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, I saw that. Failed chemistry.
My fucking god, man, I hate chemistry so much. I don't know, man. There's just something about like science theory and numbers when you mix them together that just it fucks my head over. I can't compute it. Doesn't make sense to me. Like science theory by itself, like in biology and psychology, I'm really quick to learn, and I understand it and I get it. But it's like the moment like you bring equations into it, my brain like fucks itself. I spaz out. So I failed I failed chemistry by 1%.
I felt that. By
1%. It was my first semester. I got a HD in bio. I got a HD in psychology. I got a
for the international people who forget what HD means.
High distinction.
High distinction.
Yeah, high distinction. And when it came to chem, so in the course, if you get 50 is to pass, by the way. Anything from 50 to 60 is a pass. 60 to 70 is credit. 70 to 80 is a distinction, and 80 to 100 is high distinction. I passed I forgot what else. It was like business. It was an elective. It was like business management or something like that. And in chemistry, I got 48. If you get a 49, it gets knocked down to a 48. But I don't know if I got a 49 or a 48, but it's that if you did get a 49, it would show as a 48. So yeah, literally.
How'd you feel when you failed by like 1%?
I kind of accepted it immediately. Like I would
assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, fuck, whatever. Fuck it, I'll just do it again. It's fine. Yeah, but because I knew how much I hated it. I was like, yeah, it's funny, man, because I didn't want to do it, but like I had to do it again, obviously, because I needed to pass the class to go to Chem 2. It was Chem 1. I had to go to Chem 2. I had to pass Chem 1 to go to Chem 2. Failed it by 1%, and I was just like, fine, whatever, fuck it, I'll do it again. Finished the year, 3 semesters. Did a summer semester as well. For Chem 2, because I passed Chem 1 in semester 2. Did pass it, thank fuck. And then passed Chem 2 in semester 3, which was the only class I did that semester. Got my diploma, but I was like, it was funny, after I got my diploma, I was like, I didn't like feel anything. Like I was just like, this is an achievement. But
this is sort of going back to the dating episode. It's what I said, right? Sometimes you get the results. Yeah. You know, the person fits you technically. Yeah. But this spark, this magic isn't there. Yeah. So you just can't, you don't feel like continuing.
I just didn't like, I was almost kind of annoyed. It's hard to explain. I passed, I got it, and I was like, I felt annoyed because it meant that I could keep doing something that I didn't want to do. In that sense, do you get what, like, do you, like, because it meant that
sort of like when a guy is hooking up with a girl that he like, I can keep doing this, but I don't want to.
Jeez, no, you fucking moron.
She's hot, yeah, but like, I feel like I'm gonna get AIDS one day, but
yes, what an eloquent fucking metaphor for that.
Of course, bro. I'm the intelligent one right here. But go continue.
Yeah, no, I got it. I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit, bro. I don't want to do it. But I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know any other option other than science. But I also was like, I can keep doing this, but I really don't want to, because it was incredibly hard to motivate myself to like keep going, even after like semester 2. Like even when I was like getting into Chem 2, I was like, man, like that was rather rough, because I was just like, what am I even passing the subject for? Yeah. Like if I did go into the bachelor's, chemistry wouldn't even be like a major or a minor for me, but like I have to do it in order to get to there, right? So I pushed myself, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's put our head down, let's get this, and we'll move on, right? But then after that, I was like, I don't want to keep going. This is not for me. This is not it. So I decided, instead of dropping out, I just deferred my first semester in the bachelor's. I deferred that first semester, and I was like, I'll just work. I'll just do a lot of work. My dream outside of what I thought was possible, right, was to be in a creative, like in the creative space of film and television. That's like what if I had a dream, that's what I would want to go into, right? But to me, that didn't feel like a possibility. That didn't feel like that was just like, that's what, like, I don't know, other people that like were simply just did that their whole lives. That's what they wanted to do. That's what they do. I did science, so why the hell would I go into like something like that, right? So I did a lot of research. I researched the course. I researched the job prospects. What it would mean if I had the degree, if I graduated with the degree, what it would do for me, what I wanted to do with it. And like every avenue that I saw, I was like, I'd love to fucking do that. Like as a job, for a job, there were like 10 different fucking options that I saw, right? And I was like, any single one of these, I would die for. And I was like, yeah.
Like that's a choice.
That this is what I want to do.
You brought up a very good point, because that's how you should look into courses, right? How far you can go with the course. What's the job aspects that you can get? Because I think a lot of people, when they first go into diploma or degree, we just go for what sounds cool and like what you think you would like. Like, I like science, so why not just do science? That was the same with me. When I first went for diploma, I love technology, so I just looked at IT, technology. And then not knowing that in IT, it meant I had to do a lot of programming, a lot of math, and just the things that I don't want to do.
The unexpected stuff that you don't realize comes with what you want. Yeah,
correct. And if I just did a little bit more research of what IT meant, I would have just...
You would have never done it.
So... yeah, my backstory was I did IT in diploma, and the whole 3 years I was suffering my ass off. I basically just passed, and I also failed like you, that one unit. They just pulled me back so much that it caused me, I would say at that point, depression, but right now I wouldn't call it depression. But at that point, I think my brain was just like, oh, I failed. I changed classes. I don't know what to do in my life.
Yeah, it's
a lot of stress.
It's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
It's a lot of. It's like it's also like it's like a bit of a shock, because you don't expect the failures. You never expect.
Yeah, you never expect failures.
So when you have your first experience with failures, especially on that scale, right? Like if you were a student in like high school that like never failed anything, right? You passed everything. Even if the grades were like, you still passed, right? If you went to uni and failed a grade, that's a feling that you've never experienced before. It can have a big toll on you. Yeah. It can be like, well, what do I do now? What the fuck? I wasn't expecting this. And it can for a lot of students, it can be really hard.
Yeah. It's really because you only know what you know. Like I said, the way to help people out of depression or like sadness in, I guess, our context of school is just accept that it is the most stressful moment in their life, and just help them out and give them this advice of like searching what you want and what the degree or the diploma can do for you, and understand where it's coming from. And it's okay if afterwards you don't like it. Like, it's the same thing. I found after I did the IT diploma, after 1 year of being in national service, I'm like, it's okay. At least I passed it, and like I went through the shit that I didn't want to do. Which goes to going about doing the things that you don't like and just staying disciplined. Because it's sort of like working out, right?
Yeah.
There is no downside to working out. Like, you just have to start. I hate it, bro. Like, I only like it because I know it's going to benefit me afterwards. It's going to give me a nicer body. It's going to give me a healthier body. But doing it, the pain, it has its satisfaction. But the fact that I have to wake up and that's the first thing I have to do to get out in the morning, the cold morning, and do it, I still hate it. But you have to remember whenever you feel like you don't want to do something that's good for you, that's an indicator that you should do it. So every time you wake up and your brain is like, I don't feel like working out today, or I don't feel like studying today, then that should be the trigger to your brain, like, do it. Because there's literally no downside to it. If you don't do it, you're just a lazy asshole. That's it. There's no other way around it. There's no other way around it, right? But if you do it, you'll hate the moment you do it. But once you go and do it, you love yourself for it. You really love yourself for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something...
Being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
But it's like, if you complete something that you weren't like comfortable with doing or like didn't want to do, there's like such a euphoric feeling that comes from it as well. It's like finishing your homework like days early before it's due.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's a good point. Bring it back to even simpler times when you're like in primary school, where you finished the homework that you didn't feel like doing.
Oh my fucking god! Like when
it just feels good.
Yeah, like coming home from school, the only thing that I wanted to do was play on the PlayStation, right? But if I had it, I'd have a lot of homework, like, and a big part of the credit goes to my mom, because she'd be like, "All right, I know you want to play, but you have a shit ton of homework to do, and you got to get it done. Because if you start playing now, you're gonna keep putting it off, and then you're just not gonna get around to doing it, right? Or if you do it, it's gonna be like fucking midnight, where you're like, oh, please, I let this end." She pushed me to do it literally straight away. I'd come home, I'd take a shower, eat like fucking afternoon tea or whatever, some shit, like mum would make something and I'd just eat it like a quick snack. I'd do my homework straight away. 1-2 hours, pop, done, and then the rest of the night was free.
Yeah.
And then like while I'm playing as well, it's like I have no other concern anymore. It's like I can just do what I want to do now.
Yeah, it's interesting because I guess I didn't even think about it that way, because now, to make it as simple for you guys, to all of you who are like wanting to start something, or you found yourself stuck in this course, like I'm blessed enough to be able to come here and do a course that I love. But there are some of you out there, maybe, you've come overseas and then you realize, oh shit, this is not really the course that I want. And I think just find that it's okay. It's going to take, everyone's going to have their own journey to finding what they want to do or what they like to do. But it's important to know that if it's still an important thing to do, just finish it. So take it as homework. Take it as that degree is homework. Or if you really, really, really hate it and you feel like it's a waste of money, talk to a counselor or something and then like find a different course for yourself. It's okay to switch courses as well. But in general, I think we're talking more on that social aspect of like working out, reading books, or just doing something productive. Just know that every influencer that you see online who's productive, or someone like me who you might feel like I'm very productive, we go through the same trouble every day. That you think someone productive feels like, oh, today I'm going to conquer this, today I'm going to do this. No, we feel that same exact feeling as you. They're like, I don't feel like doing it, but we just do it. That's the main difference of doing something you hate, and the importance of doing something you hate, because in life things just don't go your way. And you gotta be comfortable doing something that you're uncomfortable with, which is something that you hate, because down the line, trust me, whatever job that you're doing, there's gonna be things that you hate. Even with this podcast right now, like I'll admit straight away, the part that I hate is just posting, guys. Like I hate the posting aspect of it, where I have to like think of the thumbnail, I have to think of the title. I hate that part the most. I just love making it, but once I have to post it, I hate that process. But I still have to do it. I still wake up and I do it, because that's just part of what I have to do. And I hope everyone out there does the same thing. But before we go off, I want you to talk a little bit about that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Oh. About this guy. How do you pronounce his name, man?
Ki Kwan? Ki Kwan?
Yeah, talk a little bit about him and like inspire everyone, bro. Inspire everyone.
Okay, guys.
Do like a nice brief, because our battery is dying, unfortunately, but we'll do like a very nice.
Okay, so we won't get too into it, but I'll tell you a quick story about this dude. So Ki Kwan first made his acting debut in Indiana Jones and the Dial.
Talk about where he came from first. From the movie Everything All at Once, he's the main character, right?
He's the supporting lead. So he's the dad.
He's the dad.
He's the dad. And Everything Everywhere All at Once cleaned up at the Oscars last year.
Clean
The fuck
Asian
up, like
game,
bro,
bro.
literally.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly which ones they were that they won and or didn't win, but it was all of them are holding a fucking trophy at some point, bro. I swear to fucking God. Oh my God. An amazing film, an absolute fucking beauty of a film. Please watch it if you haven't. It's a great watch. That was his return to acting after what? I think it was almost 40 years. 40 fucking years. Or not even. It was like, I think it was like 35, but it was still a very
long time.
A very,
bro. That's crazy.
very long time.
Get your notes, brother. Get your notes.
Yeah, I'll get the notes up. All right. Yeah, so he age 12 in Indiana Jones and sorry, not the I said Dalek Destiny before. Sorry, that's a new one. And the Temple of Doom at 12, and he was it was with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, Han Solo, Star Wars. And he was a child actor back then, and he did a few jobs. He did a few projects in the 90s. But there came a point, maybe like a decade after, where he just stopped getting work. There wasn't anyone in Hollywood that was looking for an actor such as himself, and so he backed away. He was like, "This isn't for me," or he actually felt as though it was he just wasn't good enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then what did he do afterwards?
He went to
even just that point alone, like he did acting for a decade and it didn't work out. You know, that's something that tells you if you love something, you can do it for a long time. You know, because when I did IT, I just couldn't have the discipline to do it. But to be honest, if I did, I probably would have gone somewhere still, but I just really didn't like it. Yeah. So respect to this guy for going a decade and not seeing results, bro.
Yeah,
it's
honestly,
insane.
It was insane. And so, but he didn't leave the film industry.
Yeah, of course.
He just wasn't an actor anymore. Yeah, so he worked as an assistant fight coordinator. As for the what was it? The X-Men movies as well. Yeah, it was X-Men 1. He was an assistant fight choreographer for that movie, and he worked as an assistant director as well, for movies such as Wong Kar-wai and In the Mood for Love.
So he was still in the industry. I guess if you can't be that person yet, if you're surrounded by the industry, you're still inspired, right?
Yeah, exactly. So he worked in the industry for a while, and in 2018, when Crazy Rich Asians came out, which was the first of its kind in Hollywood, especially, all Asian cast, groundbreaking in terms of what different nationalities could bring to the Western film business. He saw the movie and it completely reignited his passion. He wanted to be up there in front of the screen, acting.
That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to be up there again because he realized that show business had evolved from what it previous was. Before in the 90s, they weren't really looking for a
all Asian cast.
Yeah, an older or like not even just like it wasn't in demand, right? But when Crazy Rich Asians came out, he was like, "Huh, maybe there is a place for me in show business." And so this man came back, auditioned for the role, and the writer directors loved it.
Yeah, and he did amazing, bro. To be honest, I felt like now that I'm thinking about the movie again, I had more memorable scenes from him than the lead mom character. Like no hate or anything. It's just I feel like the attachment that I've had for him, the way he acted, was a lot more enticing and just engaging, which is crazy.
His character was incredibly relatable.
Yeah.
And the way that they, oh my fucking God, the way that they portrayed how a relationship evolves from, because in the movie, both of them leave their home country without their parents' blessing to come to America and start up a business. Yeah. They ran the
laundromat.
Yeah, laundromat, yep. And it showed, at the start of the movie, they actually, Waymond is the character that Ki Kwan plays, wants to file for divorce.
Yeah.
And but by the end of it, oh my god, if you
It
haven't
did,
watched it,
yeah. We
please
can't really
watch
even explain the whole movie
you
because
can't, because
it's just the way it's filmed and like edited is just it's amazing. It's one of
a
those
beautiful
like just,
piece of
yeah.
cinema.
There's
an
no way to
amazing
explain it. You
film.
just have to watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's that's an incredible inspiration for so many people. He reignited his acting career, or fucking 30 to 35 to 40 years after he was on screen, after like everyone had forgotten him. He came back and he was like, "Nah,
I'm back,
I'm
bitch.
back, motherfucker. I'm
Yeah.
back." But yeah, just an incredibly inspiring story, and I thought that I'd talk a little bit about it because it inspired me
Yeah.
a whole lot. An amazing actor, probably an even better dude. I've seen some clips of him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a reminder, like, it's going to take time for a lot of things that you want to do in life. Even for this podcast, it's going to take time. And just because it's something that you love doesn't mean it's something fun, to be honest. So, everyone out there, just keep pushing, man. Just keep pushing.
fighting.
Damn, Korean, brother. Deba.
Never.
Shiba Sakya!